What's up, everybody? It's your boy T-Time Gaming, man. And if you like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. We just got over 2K yesterday, so I appreciate you guys for the love and support. But continue to show that love and support, man. We're going to be putting out a lot of content. The new EA college football game comes out a week from today for the people that get the deluxe version, and then a week from Friday if you got the regular version. So again, you're going to want to be here for this content. Go ahead, hit that like button, and also as well subscribe to the channel. Now, as you're seeing on the screen here, we did get the full first look at gameplay. We've seen a whole game, actually two whole games, between Donavan Edwards, running back from Michigan. He's also on the cover as well. And then the popular YouTuber Bordeaux also as well was here, and he had Texas in this game. And again, man, the entrances, the atmosphere, all of that looks amazing. I mean, look at this guy on the screen right here at number 1. He looks amazing. Everything just looks really, really realistic. Now, also as well, they had Scott O'Gallagher on here, and also as well Will Sykes that you're seeing on the screen. Those are both gameplay developers for EA college football game. So they were also there as well. It looked like this was done in like a studio or whatever the case may be. But again, I thought the presentation of this was really good. Bordeaux did get cooked in both games. I'm sorry, Bordeaux, but you got blown out in both games. But again, there were a few things I do want to talk about within this gameplay. Now, one thing I did want to talk about here is this blue passing meter. So pretty much what they were saying here was if you get in the blue, most of the time you're going to have an accurate passing meter. If you get in the yellow there, it's going to be a little accurate, but still catchable. And even if you get in the red, the play may still be catchable, but the accuracy of it is not going to be the greatest, and it's going to be more likely to get picked off as well. One thing I automatically realized too, the player movement just looks a lot more crisp, a lot faster, just honestly a lot better than Madden in my opinion. It just looks a lot more fluid. You know what I'm saying? It feels more like college football, a faster paced game, a little bit more just fluid. I like that a lot. And you can see it here even in this run right here with Donavan Edwards. It's just the fluidity. Like, just look how fluid that was. That was a great hit too, by the way. And again, you can kind of see that fluidity on display right here on this play right here. Just look how smooth and crisp that juke me was. I think it's going to be a really big deal in this game. I think running the ball too, as you can see, is going to be probably a really effective thing to do in this game instead of just airing it out every play. I guess it depends on the offense as well. But a place like Michigan that's stacked with good O-linemen, good running backs, I think this is a really good team to kind of focus on the run a little bit heavier than you would the pass. And Donavan Edwards did that, and he had a lot of success throughout the video. So another thing I noticed too here was the pitch types. They talked about that as well. They talked about a different type of pitches. They talked about a quick pitch, a strong pitch, and also as well a fake pitch, which you're actually seeing on the screen right here as of now. Those are the 3 type of pitches. They show you how to do it. And I think this is going to be effective as well with the option. I think the option is probably going to be a little OP in this game. And I can already see now that the option is going to be pretty popular, but they did give you the certain type of pitches, and they're saying that sometimes a strong pitch might not be good enough. Sometimes, you know, the soft pitch could, you know, slow down your guy and momentum and stuff like that. You know, the fake pitch could throw the dude off. So it's going to be a lot of different things to see within the option game, and I think that's going to be pretty exciting as well. Now, one thing they also did in this game, they showed different type of coverage adjustments and shell coverages and stuff like that, which I like a lot. They kind of have something similar to this on Madden with like match and stuff like that, but it's not the same as this. Like, it's a little bit different. They showed a different shell here, came out and got the interception on this play. I thought that was another really neat thing to see within this game as well. Also as well within here, they're going to show you about 20 or so celebrations that they have. They have a whole bunch of them here. You can see it here. They got ice in my veins, tiger swag. I mean, the list goes on. Strike a pose, wave goodbye, all that. They even got the show your ice Colorado Shador edition in here as well. So there's going to be a ton of celebrations within this game. So it's not going to be just 4 like it used to be on Madden. There's going to be several. Now, I want to talk about this pass right here, man. This is a beautiful pass right here. And in Madden, 9 times out of 10, that is an interception. But in this game, you can see the revamped passing, the layering of passing made this feel and look different. I'm telling you now, one thing I noticed on this game is the corners and the safeties are not as OP as they are in Madden. Like, the safeties and corners in Madden are all Ed Reed. They all play like Ed Reed. They're jumping all over the place. They're making interceptions. But in this game, it seems like there is going to be a skill gap if you're going to be able to master that revamped passing. I think that's going to be a skill gap help for you if you can get that done. But again, in Madden, that would have been a pick. I just like how fluid this game feels. It feels a lot more fluid. That spin move you've seen right there, it just feels fluid, which is what we've been waiting on from Madden for a long time. Another thing I noticed too, a little bit too much of, there were a lot of broken tackles, which I think somebody else brought that up too as well. They kind of need to tone that back a little bit. I can see that getting patched up in the first couple of weeks, but there seem to be a lot of broken tackles. That's one of the things I would say is a little bit on the negative side, but people do miss tackles in college, but like it was a little bit OP. But it might have been because it was Donavan Edwards. Who knows? But the game overall looks amazing, to be honest with you. So one thing they also showed in here as well, they talked about how the mental, the abilities will play effect. So right here, they're talking about field general and how that's going to play effect in seeing the reads and seeing what they're kind of covering. So they talked about that as well, how the abilities are going to play a role. And I like that as well, man. That's something that we don't really see in Madden as much. I mean, I feel like with, the X Factor stuff, obviously it's OP. But I feel like with this, it kind of makes it realistic. Again, one thing I noticed about this game too as well, the game feels a lot more realistic, a lot more fluid. One thing you also seen in the screenshot here is that Donavan Edwards is a 91 overall. So that's something else that was exposed into the game as well. He has 92 speed, 74 strength, so on and so forth. So again, I like that part of this game as well. Now, I like this too as well. They show like a screenshot of the player of the game, Discovery, so Discovery's in the game, and they show their stats, whoever won, whoever played the best. Now, they did this in in NC 14, but this just looks a lot more crisp, a lot more new. It just looks good. As you can see, Donavan Edwards had a tremendous day. 14 rushing attempts, 3 touchdowns, 160 yards. A tremendous day for him. But yeah, this just looks really crisp, man. I mean, I just want you to see how crisp this guy's look. Like, this guy looks super crisp, super clean. The graphics in this game are absolutely tremendous and amazing, man. And I'm not gonna lie, this looks really, really good, man. Now, I also wanted to show the Penn State thing because Penn State looks amazing, as y'all probably already seen. They're coming out their whole, like they're saying we are Penn State, like they're doing, or we love Penn State or whatever, we are Penn State. They did that. I mean, the atmosphere just feels tremendous in the video, man. I mean, the fans are going crazy. They got the pom-poms. It's a typical whiteout up in, Happy Valley. It's crazy, bro. Like, they did a really good job setting the scene in this game. I really enjoyed that. I really liked it. It looked really good and crisp as well, man. You can see it, man. It's just a lot of atmosphere. The fans look amazing. One thing I noticed too in the other game too, the fans' emotions are going to play a part too, man. Like, if you score a touchdown, they're going to get up. They're going to start jumping. They're going to start getting hype and stuff like that. But if you throw an interception or whatever, they're going to be doing the surrender cobra, getting sad, all that type of stuff. As you can see here too, the defensive line and the offensive line actually plays a role. Those abilities actually show up, which I like. We haven't seen that much in other games, so I'm really excited to see like that play effect in the game. One thing I also noticed in this game, and this might either be Bordeaux or Penn State fans that's not gonna like this, Drew Aller kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, he's not really good on this game. He threw a lot of picks. Again, his play accuracy was bad. It was throwing a lot of picks, and some people are saying in the comments, "Oh, well, that's definitely realistic." But again, it definitely seems this gameplay definitely feels a lot more realistic than the other football game. I don't even want to bring the name up anymore, but this game definitely feels a lot more realistic. It looks a lot more realistic. It feels a lot more realistic. I can't wait to get my hands on it next Monday evening. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Now, this I did not like. This gave me Madden vibes. This, sack, fumble, pick thing, I did not like. This was one of the few things I did not like in the game. It's very similar to Madden. That does not happen a lot in college football. It does, but it doesn't happen a whole bunch. But it definitely gave me a Madden vibe. Again, it's just anything that kind of reminds me of Madden, I'm just automatically going to be a little bit weary of. But again, I still think the gameplay looked pretty tremendous. So I actually want to go to this play here that we just seen on the screen now. We talked about this a little bit earlier. You can see he threw it in the red, but this guy was still able to make the catch. So again, that kind of goes back to what I was saying, that even though the play is in the red or the throw is in the red, you still have the ability to make the catch. It's going to be a little harder, but you do have the ability. Like in Madden, that's completely thrown out the way. You're not catching it. It's nowhere near you. You're not getting that pass. But in NC Dub, it does, or in EA College Football, it does seem to be that you're going to have still an opportunity to, get the catch. All right, so another thing they showed that I liked too was the kicking meter. I've been kind of waiting to learn more about that. And I'm kind of glad they kind of showed it a little bit more. But one thing I want to show here was this pump fake. This pump fake was effective. It's never effective in Madden, but it was effective here. You can kind of see the cornerback react to the pump fake, and it gives the quarterback a second, to think about and opening up another window for the wide receiver to catch the ball. So I really like that a lot as well. That's realistic. That happens in real life. And I'm not going to lie, I thought that was a really good addition to the game because, again, we have that in Madden, but it's not as effective as it was here. So they also talked about how in different weather games, it's going to play a role too. So for example, they were talking about how in a snow game, it's going to be harder to throw the ball because the ball is wet. In a raining game, it's going to be harder to throw the ball because the ball is wet. They talked about that here as well. And I thought that was really unique to the whole metric. Because again, in Madden, like you'll see a guy slip or something like that, but it really doesn't throw off the throwing mechanics as much when you're running the ball or when it's raining, you're throwing the ball. It doesn't really mess it up as much. But on this game, it sounds like that actually is going to play a role. A couple other things I did want to show as well before we log off here. This breakup animation feels a lot more realistic. We see that in Madden sometimes, and it doesn't look as realistic, but this feels like a realistic breakup. It's not nothing super crazy. This feels a little bit more what a real breakup in real life would actually look like. Now, they also talked about the healing stages too, as far as like your, wear and tear. They talked about the best time to do it is during halftime. If you're in a dynasty, it's going to be week to week. Pre-play, you can get some rest too as well. They talked about all that stuff. So once again, we know that, that is going to play a role. And this was another play I like to see as well. I actually see the wide receiver going up, attacking the ball. That's something that we've had a problem with in Madden for several years now. And the fact that he was actually going up, attacking the ball, I love to see it. I've been waiting on that. You can see him right here, just absolutely moss him. And I love to see it, man. I was finally glad to see wide receiver attacking the ball, because that's something that we do not see in Madden really at all. So again, man, overall, man, I would give this gameplay trailer like a 9.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really crisp. The gameplay definitely looks good. It definitely looks better than Madden, feels better than Madden. I'll really know the feeling next week when I get my hands on the game. But again, this game just feels a little more realistic, a little more fun. And, it just seems more fluid, man. I'm really excited about it, and I cannot wait till next Monday to get on this game, man. Well, that's going to do it for the day, man. It's going to do it for this video. Again, man, we'll be dropping videos a lot this week. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, and we will holler at you guys on the next one.